schools for oversight of the basketball program and the open gym program. Staff recommendation to approve the youth basketball league and open gym proposal and authorize staff to enter into a formal agreement with the schools. Consideration of bids for City Hall parking lots, Jefferson Street, and Department of Public Works lot engineering. Summary request. Award the construction contract to repave the city parking lots for the employees' visitor side, Muskegon Police Department, and Department of Public Works lots to Asphalt Paving Incorporated out of Muskegon, Michigan. Asphalt Paving is the lowest responsible bidder for this project with a total bid price of $148,194.12. Staff recommendation, award the contract to Asphalt Paving. Masonry services for 1500 Leahy House repairs, Community Neighborhood Services. Summary request. To accept the bid by the only proposal received, Andy Hofstra, 6420 Lake Harbor Road in Muskegon, Michigan, for the structural repairs needed for the rehabilitation of 1500 Leahy Street. The home will be rehabilitated with NSP1 funds, and at completion, the home will be sold to a qualified buyer with income up to 120% AMI. Staff recommendation to approve the request.
Commissioners, you've heard the consent agenda as presented. Are there any items that you would like to have for further discussion before we vote? If not, I'll entertain a motion. Vice Mayor?
Seeing none, I would move that we approve the consent agenda as read.
Second.
I'll flip.
Go ahead.
It's been moved by Vice Mayor Spataro and seconded by Commissioner German to accept the consent agenda as presented. Any discussion? If not, roll call, please.
Commissioner Markowski? Yes. Mayor Gowron?
Yes.
Commissioner Hood?
Yes.
Vice Mayor Spataro?
Yes.
Commissioner German?
Yes.
Commissioner Ringo?
Yes.
Commissioner Turnquist?
Yes.
Motion passes.
Thank you. Public hearings.
Request for exemption of new personal property, PA 328, Alloy Resources Corporation, Planning Economic Development. Summary request. Pursuant to Public Act 328 of 1998 as amended, Alloy Resources Corporation, 2281 Port City Boulevard has requested an exemption of new personal property. The company plans on investing $3,100,000 in machinery and equipment and is seeking a 12-year exemption on personal property. The exemption would include all new personal property investments during the duration of the exemption. Staff recommendation, approval of the exemption of new personal property for a duration of 12 years.
Thank you. Good morning. Good evening. How are you?
Good, how are you? Port City Group is the parent company to all the companies seeking an abatement tonight or before abatements for the 3 different companies, which are all located in the Port City Industrial Park. We have to have a public hearing for each abatement, but I can talk a little bit about the project as a whole right now. There will be $11 million in investment between the 3 businesses. They will create up to 65 jobs within the next 2 years. They have met with DeWanda Thompson, who couldn't be here tonight, but they do have their equal opportunity employment plans in place. And we have John Essex and Dale Kaiser here from Port City Group.
Mr. Essex and Mr. Kaiser, would you like to take an opportunity perhaps to come up with any additional information you'd like to give to the commission, or if you're ready to be grilled, or whatever may occur? Then, yeah, just take the point, give your name and your address just to be read into the record. Appreciate that, sir.
My name is Bruce John Essex Jr., actually, 1985 East Layton Avenue. It's nice to be in front of you. It's nice to be bringing a project, good news and job creation and investment and everything in Muskegon. For those of you who are not familiar with our company, we started out as Port City Diecast in 1980, located on Layton. Since that time, we have grown to a company of 8 different individual companies, 7 of which are located in the city of Muskegon. We currently employ about 450 employees in the city of Muskegon, which I think makes us the largest privately held manufacturer in Muskegon now. Compared to the days when I grew up here and it was the big foundry, so I guess we're the big foundry now. But what we're doing right now, and just to give you a little bit of background, in 08 and 09, as everybody knows, our business, as well as most, went through a tremendously difficult time. Our primary business is automotive related, and during that period of time, was definitely the most difficult in my career. I've been running Port City since 1997. Purchased most of the shares of the company in 2001. And we were able to keep most of our people working. Some of them we had to lay off. The nice thing was 6 months later we had everybody back, plus some. We went from 365 employees at the end of 2008 to 170 by June of 2009 to 450 today. So our biggest problem has been able to make sure that we provide the training and get everybody up to speed as we add team members. And it's been a lot of fun riding up. It wasn't much fun riding down, but it was certainly a blessing, as I like to look at it. These projects, I'll just give you an overview of all three. After we came out of this recession, we booked so much business, we booked more than we can handle. And that was kind of by design, because we never wanted to be there again. And in the process, I've purchased the old Beckert wire facility. It's been vacated for about 5.5 years in the industrial park. I think I actually closed on that in May, but we were actually working in there and a lot earlier than that. Our Alloy Resources Corporation, which provides all of our raw material, primarily aluminum, which is what we make our castings out of, is actually a recycling operation. We bring in scrap aluminum and we turn it into new aluminum for our casting process. This investment will allow us to do 100% of all of our requirements. Currently, we purchase about 60% of our needs outside of the area. Now, everything will be produced in the industrial park. So, with that investment is a $500,000 pollution control system, in addition to the $700,000 system we have there now. Only is overkill. I want to make sure that any emissions coming out of there we can more than adequately handle. We'll actually have capacity to handle about double the volume of melting that we'll be doing. Just want to make sure we're safe. Also, with the Beckert facility, it's going to be a 100,000 square foot aluminum die casting plant, very similar to what we have in our Northern Shores facility and our Muskegon castings facility, which I'll cover in a second. That will eventually employ 55 full-time employees. The numbers we're putting out are relatively conservative. They always have been, as Brian knows. When we've done this before, we'll say we're going to hire 35 and we hire 100. And we want to make sure we're conservative so we don't miss the mark and overstay what the opportunity is. But we truly know that based on the model that we've been able to take forward in the past, we feel pretty confident we're going to fill those jobs pretty darn fast. So, in fact, we're a little ahead of schedule in terms of what we've already committed, so that's good. So, and our Muskegon castings facility, which is on Sheridan across from the prison, we have added an addition to that facility to bring two buildings together. It adds about 30% to our square footage, and it allows us, from a capacity standpoint, to grow about 30% in that facility. Most of the business that we've secured for these have been related to energy efficient products, both from the automotive perspective and from our own production perspective. We have started, we are an OEM lighting manufacturer now, making LED products. So we're actually doing that in conjunction with a company called Toyota Tsusho, which is the trading arm for Toyota Motor. We are a supplier directly to Toyota Motor, which is how we picked up this opportunity. So we'll be in full home production there. January is what our anticipated timing is. Obviously, the recycling operation, that doesn't need any more explanation, but the products that we'll be producing out of the old Beckert facility